it's Darla from Crafty Yarn Owl. Welcome! I hope you're all doing good. So today I'm going to show you how to make this ear warmer. Now, I showed at the beginning of the video a behind the scenes clip of myself setting up my background for the video, and showed you different ways this can be worn, not only as a ear warmer, but also as a neck warmer. Anyway, yeah. So it goes with the fingerless gloves that I made, and I have a tutorial up for this as well. This stitch is this one, and it's in the hat as well, and in this cowl. Here's the hat, and it's also in the cowl, and also in the poncho, which started off this snowball effect of all these parts and all these matching items. So yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces now. If you want to make them all, or just want to make 1 or 2, make them if you want. So the yarn I used, actually I'm going to link, of course I'll link the tutorials to all these ones that I've made previously, if you haven't seen the tutorials yet. And all these were made out of Mandala Roving by Lion Brand. And let's see, this is a lightweight 3. Now it's because it's roving, it goes from, you know, narrow to bigger, and, you know, smaller to bigger yarn, whatever. So it's kind of a bigger lightweight 3, I would say. So I use a 6mm, I believe it was, for the poncho and everything else, I think. But that, I talk about that in all the tutorials. You could also use a 4-weight yarn to make these and still use your 6mm hook. All right, so there's 150 grams in each of these cakes, 415 yards, and the color is sandstone. It's I believe it's 100%, yeah, 100% acrylic, and the color sandstone. Very pretty colors, different shades of brown for the fall or whenever you want to wear them. So the ones in this video today that I'm going to be showing you, this tutorial, are I did them out of a different yarn, or with a different yarn. I showed these fingerless gloves to you already when I put up the tutorial, and I'm just gonna put them on here. And so here they are. Someone mentioned how they really loved the gold, and this is really, it's a beautiful, beautiful shade of gold. And so this is the ear warmer. You can wear it like this if you want to look like a, I don't know, do I look like a chef, or do I look like a queen with a crown? Or you wear it the other way like I showed in the beginning, or as a neck warmer. So the yarn I used for this is actually, I couldn't find the ball band when I showed you the tutorial for these, and then I found it and I linked all the information below that video. But here it is. It is actually, I love this yarn. It's a Hobby Lobby brand. Now, how did a Canadian girl get Hobby Lobby brand? Well, I bought it. I bought it from Petra at Petra's Happy Place. She was selling some mystery bags, so this was in there. So I love this yarn, super soft. It says, excuse me, the color is sun gold. Isn't that beautiful? And it is 100% acrylic. It's a medium 4. Let's see. This is 199 gram, 355 yards. And I got the ear warmer and the gloves out of one ball or one skein, and this is what I have left. So I can certainly make something else with this. I'm not sure what though. I don't know. This may go on my shelf for a few years. But anyway, it's lovely, lovely yarn to work with. And what else did I want to say? Anything else? It recommends a 5.5, but I used a 6 for this all the way through. Oh, no, wait, I didn't. I put a single crochet around here, and I bumped it up to a 6.5 millimeter, just like I did around the gloves here. So just so it's not so, you know, in case it tightens up too much. Yeah, so if you want to, there's a certain amount of stitch. Oh, well, you'll see it in the tutorial, and I explain everything. Hopefully I explain everything good. Okay, so I guess let's do the tutorial for this. All right, I hope you enjoy. Okay, we're going to start off with a chain of 60, and then you'll try it on your head, see if it goes over your ears. It should be just a tad tight because it will loosen up over time. If you need it to be bigger, use a bigger hook. If you need it to be smaller, use a smaller hook. All right, so we're going to chain 60. When you have your chain done, lay it down in front of you. Make sure that it's straight. And then we're going to hook it together to make a ring or a circle. Now we're going to connect them together here. Okay, now you're going to chain 3, and this will count as a double crochet. And then we're going to make a double crochet in every chain all the way around till you have a total of 60, counting that first chain 3. Okay, like that. All right, so I've counted and I have 60 stitches, counting that first chain 3 we did. So now I'm going to slip stitch into the top of that chain 3. Okay, now we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and then around that next double crochet right here, we're going to put a front post double crochet. So we're going to go in behind it. We're going to first wrap our yarn. We're going to go in behind it. We're going to grab our yarn, pull that behind it, and then finish off our double crochet. So that's a front post double crochet because it moves this post to the front of your item. In the next double crochet, we'll put a double crochet, a regular double crochet on top of that. The next stitch, we're going to put a front post double crochet around that one. We're going to alternate like that. Next double crochet, put a regular double crochet on top of it. Next double crochet right here, we'll make a front post double crochet around that. Then a regular double crochet, and then a front post double crochet around the next one, and continue doing that until you get to the end of your row. And this is what it will look like. Now we've completed row 2. We're going to slip stitch into that chain 3 we made at the beginning of the round. Just slip stitch right through there to close off that round. Okay, now let's look below where we are. Here there's just that chain 3, so we're going to make a front post double crochet around it. So we're just going to chain 1 in order to get down here to do this, to reach. Alright, so front post double crochet, and your next stitch is a double crochet here, so we're just going to put a regular double crochet on top of that. We're just going to be alternating between each stitch. Next one's just a regular double crochet, so we'll put a front post double crochet around that one. Next one is a front post, so we'll just put a regular double crochet on top of that. And there's our regular double crochet. We'll put a front post double crochet around that. And then the next one is a front post double crochet. We'll just put a double crochet on top of that. So we're just alternating for each stitch. And we're going to do the same thing for the next row. And when we get to the end of our row, we'll slip stitch into the top of that first stitch. And that one was front post double crochet, so we're going to chain 3 on top of that, which will count as a regular double crochet. Then we go to the next stitch, which is just a double crochet. We'll put a front post double crochet around that one and alternate. Alright, I'll meet you at the end of this row. Okay, now this is our third row. We just are about to finish here. We're going to go into the top of that first stitch and do a slip stitch to close it off, close off your row. Alright, so we did our double crochet row, and then we did our front post regular double crochet row alternating, and then we did that again, alternating again. So now we have 3 rows, and what you're going to do is you're going to make 4 more rows for a total of 7. So let me get you started here. This is a front post double crochet we did there, so we're just going to chain 3 on top, which counts as a regular double crochet. Our next stitch is a regular double crochet, so we're going to wrap our yarn, go behind it, that post, grab your yarn, pull it through, and then just finish off with making a double crochet. That's your front post double crochet. Next stitch is a front post double crochet. We'll just go on top of that and make a double crochet. The next one's a regular double crochet, so we'll make a front post double crochet around that one. And continue alternating like that and make a total of 7 rows. So this is the start of the 4th row. Okay, I'm just finishing off on my 7th row. Look at that pattern. Isn't that pretty? Alright, so we're going to slip stitch into the top of that first stitch in this round. That's 7 rows. Okay, now we're going to do the fancy stitch. Okay, so we're going to start with a chain of 5, which counts as a double crochet chain 2. Then we're going to go back, excuse me, into that same stitch and make a double crochet. Let me just move this a tad. Alright, so now we're going to skip 2 stitches, 1, 2, and go in the 3rd one with a double crochet, chain 2, double crochet. Okay, skip 2 stitches, go in the next one with a double crochet, chain 2, double crochet. Right, double crochet, chain 2, double crochet. These are V stitches that you're making. Continue that around this round. Show you one more time. Skip 2 stitches, go in the next one with a double crochet, chain 2, and a double crochet. I'll meet you at the end of this round. All right, I'm at the end of the V-stitch row. Put my last V-stitch here. We're going to skip these 2 stitches, and then we're going to go into the top of that chain 3 we made and do a slip stitch to finish off the row. Okay, now in these V-stitches, we're going to do a fancy stitch. So we're going to chain 1. Okay, I'm going to back this camera up a bit. Okay, we chained 1. And now this first double crochet of the V-stitch, we're going to do a front post double crochet around it. We're going to go into the chain 2 space here and make 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet. All right, so that's 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet, chain 2, and 2 more double crochets right in that chain 2 space. Okay, like that. Front post double crochet around that first double crochet of the V-stitch. Then the middle of the chain 2 space, you do 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet. And now with this last double crochet of that V-stitch, we're going to do a front post double crochet around it. And we're going to do the same thing around each of these V-stitches. All right, so the first double crochet of that V-stitch, we're going to do a front post double crochet. In the middle of the chain 2 space, we will put 2 double crochets. That's 1, 2, a chain of 2, and then 2 more double crochets in that same spot. And then the last double crochet of that V-stitch, we'll put a front post double crochet around it. So now we have 2 of those fancy stitches. In the next V-stitch, do the same thing. Front post double crochet around the first double crochet. That chain 2 space, put 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 more double crochets. And then around that last double crochet of the chain of the V-stitch, put a front post double crochet. All right, so now we have 3 fancy stitches. So continue doing that all the way around, and I'll meet you at the end of this row. Okay, now that we're at the end of the fancy stitch row, we're going to just slip stitch into that first stitch right there, which was that front post double crochet. Just slip stitch right in there, and that will end your round. And then you can cut your yarn and sew in the ends afterwards. We're going to now go to the other end here, where we are going to put a row of single crochets just to tidy it up, that's all. But I'm going to go up up a half a hook size. I'm using a 6mm. I'm going to the 6.5mm, just so it doesn't cinch it in too much that we can't get it around our head. Okay, so let's start with a slip knot, put it on our hook, pull it through, tighten it, or do it however you want to do it. Chain 1. All right, go back into that same stitch. I'm actually going to go right over these tails, okay, so I don't have to sew them in later, and just make a single crochet. Go in the next stitch, grab your yarn, pull it through, single crochet, next stitch. Actually, it's your chain you're going through. Okay, go through there. Just do that in every chain. Single crochet. Next chain there. Hold your tails down, make a single crochet. And then I'll meet you at the end of this single crochet row. Okay, I'm at the end of the single crochet row. I'm just going to slip stitch into that first single crochet, not that chain one we did, but the first single crochet right here. Going to slip stitch through there, close it off, and pull it up. And then we're gonna sew in that end or weave in that end. Gonna go inside here. Weave it. I like to grab the, but not just go under the stitch. I like to grab the threads, I guess you would say, in the stitches to help it hang on better. Oops. And then I like to go back on itself, but not where I came out of, because it might just unravel. So I just skip a couple of threads and then not unravel but pull itself out, and then just go under a few more or through a few more stitches and pull it a little bit tight so it'll bounce back in and hide itself. Yeah. So there it is. And we have another one down here, which I'll do off camera. But yeah, there you go. You're finished your beautiful ear warmer that will go with these beautiful gloves. There's that fancy stitch in the gloves, fancy stitch on the ear warmer, or like I said at the beginning of the video, you can use this as a neck warmer as well. So thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for watching this tutorial, and I would love to see your finished pieces. I'm on Instagram under crafty.yarn.owl, and I have a Facebook group which is linked below, and so you can tag me on Instagram if you're on there, put on my Facebook group. If you don't have Facebook, send me an email with pictures. I would love to see what yarns you used, colors, like everything. You're so inspiring to me. All right, and please subscribe, hit the like, share, you know, all the good stuff. Comment if you want to. All right, thank you so much.